Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday evening, we'll be studying from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Panchama Veda, English, the book, page number 933, and the Bengali 1012. So let us begin with this mantra. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he has come from to Kashipur and there in a very nice place, the spacious place he's staying, but he has understood that this is the last the days of his life. So he is mentioning to the Master Mahasaya, there is another purpose in this illness. The Master Mahasaya is mentioning another purpose of this illness. It is the final shifting of disciples. The devotees have achieved in these few days what they could not have realized by 5 years tapasya. Their love and devotion are growing by leaps and bounds. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that may be true, but Niranjan went back home. Please tell me how you feel. Niranjan, he was supposed to be dedicating his life for the service of God, but that young man went back home because he had to join some job, some services, to earn some money to support his mother. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning about that. The Niranjan, formally the master, that may be true, but Niranjan went back. Now Niranjan is mentioning, formally, I loved you, no doubt, but now it is impossible for me to live without you. That means the love for God has become so intense, as we see in the life of Sri Radha. Sri Radha slowly, she is becoming so intense love, and slowly the other things, this world, and becoming tasteless. With so many other things are there in this world, but the devotee, the true devotee, they don't find any attraction in the world and their mind is focused on God. Friends, this is like a very interesting game. Now the Vedantin will say, and almost everyone accept that, the Creator is God and God has created out of His own. He is the material cause, He is the intellectual cause, and He has created so many varieties of people. Now Hindus, they add that the different types of personalities, different types of lives because of their karma phala. Now this is a very subtle point. The God created and then He gave this little freedom, we can say, so that you can choose. To the human being particularly, He has given that freedom, you can choose. He is coming as a teacher. He is advising us that all these are my lower prakriti and these are my higher prakriti. Prakriti means the divine, the creation. If you go for the lower prakriti, which is very attractive, but that is temporary, and you will get caught over there, you won't be able to come and then suffer. And the suffering will be in the circle of birth and death. You will take birth, you will grow, and then again you will die, it will go on. And you are accumulating the good merits and also the bad karma phala. So this will continue. But sometimes the God wants that you should go out of this game, out of this play. So He comes as an avatara and He guides us like the Jesus, like the Buddha, like the Sri Ramakrishna, the Ramachandra, Bhagavan Krishna. So like it is going on. As few they could come Very few. Why? Again, the very strong Maya or the power of God that is bewildering people. Why he is doing that? It is his game. So this is, we have to understand, but what I should do now, my choice. Now, I have understood this world is temporary. With the name, fame, so many things, we, the human being, have written history, kept the record and written the history. And when we read the history, we see every page speaks the same thing. Same thing is going on happening. Then you observe all around us. The grand old parents, then their children, then their children, same repetition going on. Understanding this, now when we decide enough, our spiritual life begins. A spiritual journey begins. There is a flow. Now we are swimming against the current, against the flow. Obviously, it is very difficult. Sometimes when we are tired, we are going back, carried out. Again we are trying. It is going on. Bhagavan, Sri Ramakrishna noticed that some of the people, they will be able to do it. And moreover, they are not ordinary. They also came with their good karma phala to support the play, divine play. One of them is Niranjan. So when we see the Niranjan, we can find as our image. Niranjan came to Sri Ramakrishna, but Niranjan after some time went back to get a job and to earn money. Then Sri Ramakrishna hinting, are you going back to the world again? Then Niranjan is mentioning, no, sir. Previously, I had an attraction for you because the wonderful life, the teaching. But now it is impossible for me to live without you. That means the intense love for God has come. Now there is no problem. The moment we get that love, intense love, Master Moshe mentioned, one day found out how great these young men were. The Master Moshe is a little elderly. In those days, only 30 years. So 30, nothing. But still, in those days it was. He was telling that I was noticing these young people. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna asking where? Sir, one day I stood in the corner of the house at Shampukur. And the Shampukur, as we know, he was there for a long period of time. And then the doctors used to come, the younger generation, they used to come and serve the elderly people. They used to help the Bhagavan by donating. There's a lot of expenses with so many people they will eat. So obviously expenses who will incur. And then you have to give the rent of the house, doctor's payment, medicine. So these people they used to give, the elderly people, and younger people they used to come, they used to stay in the night serving the master, like that. Two groups already created. That was the main purpose of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna showing his illness. The Master Mahasaya, he said, the purpose of illness is this, final shifting. Now floating people are coming, they are all sitting, they are all hearing, some of them showing their interest, some of them not, everything is done. Now it is the final shifting. A group is coming very close, dedicating their whole life for the service of God. And another group, they are from outside supporting the cause. Till now the same thing is going on. This is called the monastic life. The monastic people are very close to the God and giving their whole life serving that same cause. And the householders, they also love the same ideology, but they are supporting by donating from the outside. Then he said that I noticed that in Shampukur. I clearly saw every one of them had made his way here through almost insurmountable obstacles and given himself over to your service. Friends, we have to understand this is not present day. We all know Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So the young men and the young women, they are coming they're educated, they like to join in the order. Then the Ramakrishna mission is so difficult to join that they will first inquire whether what is your education, what is your age, and whether you have done this, then that. The big form is there. You have to fill that up. It's not just you think that I like to become a monk and go and sit by the side of a on the shore of Ganges, and no, nothing like that. It's an organization, so you have to fill up the form. The doctor's medical test will be there 3 times. Whether you are having any problem, who is going to spend on you? You have to serve. Then they used to tell us, you have come here to serve, not to be served. So that is the way. So it goes on. Another group of people, whatever they are earning, hard-earned money, now they are donating it for this cause. That means the love. The central thing is love. Love for the ideology, love for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. If we personify it, it's a Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Mahasharada, Swami Vivekananda, but actually it is ideology. And what is that ideology? Purity, love, unselfishness. So this is the thing, it is going on. Master Mahasaya noticed it. Why unsurmountable obstacles? In those days, it was even the boys were not free. Forget about the girls. Boys were not free. They were under the guidance of their parents. And if the father say you should not go over there, that was the law. Obviously, with all those things, these boys are coming, spending nights, serving a person whom those people they never knew. A Brahmin only, a pujari of the temple, why you have to go all the way to serve him? So naturally the parents, they were wondering, why you are not serving me? The father will say, I am also an old man, you come and serve me, you never come to me. You go to another person and serving him. This was really, really unthinkable. And I don't know whether the present day society will understand or not. In particularly the Hindu societies, and then the 18th century, that was whatever the father says, that you have to. Pitri Devo Bhava. That was the tradition. If the mother wishes, mother says, son will never go against it. Even then they were doing, so the Master Mahasaya observed it. Because he knew all of them, mostly they were his students, he knew them. Secondly, he noticed that they are getting up in the early morning, meditating, and only one, the bathroom was there, using that in such a way. Ma Sharadamani Devi was also there, she should not feel in other way. So they used to get up early morning and then finish the bathing and all that, get ready for the service. And one day one boy will serve, the another day another person will come, and how they made a routine. There was no such leader as such, but they made it in that way. And who will wash the clothes, who will clean the floor, who will do other things, everything the disciplined way they used to do. Master Mahasaya was charmed. That's why he was thinking that as because they are having a tremendous love for God, so they are coming and doing it. Mostly, even today we find when these volunteers they are coming, they are working in all ashramas, there is a tension among themselves, between them, because of some ego clashes. But in those days it was nothing like that. These young boys who were coming, nothing like that. And they accepted Narendra as their leader afterwards, when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna declared Naren is the leader. So they all accepted that. They were all the same age group. Some of they were the elderly than Naren, but even then. So this is a unique thing. Master Mahasaya noticed, and he is reporting to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna listened to these words. He became abstracted. Immediately he went into that higher mood. He was silent a few moments. Presently he went into samadhi. And that is we do not know how to explain. Because now and then he used to go back to that stage from where he could see everything. So obviously, whenever the Master Mahasaya reported about these boys, he wanted to see what is going to happen in the future. And as a Bhagavan, he knew the future too. We call Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And in the Vishnu Puran, it mentions that only he can be called as Bhagavan who knows the past, present, and the future of every being. Then Sri Ramakrishna knew the past, Sri Ramakrishna knew the present. Now he knows the future also. So he is mentioning, regaining consciousness of the outer world, he said to him, I saw everything passing from form to formless. The formlessness, passing from form to formlessness. Friends, Sri Ramakrishna saw that he is going to give up this body. The form was there. God was there. Ideology in a human form. Now, without that, whether these people will be able to continue or not. Sometimes the personality attracts. When you come for that particular person and you like him. And now when that particular person goes away, majority of the people, they don't come because our guru is not there. Even many places, even today. Oh, we don't go because the guru is not there. Who will be there? Nobody talks to us. Why to talk to you? You come here for something else. Why there should be somebody to always to entertain you, welcome you? You should go and feel that this is my home. You are coming for an ideology. Those who can feel like that, they are higher in spiritual life. And those who cannot, they that began the journey and stopped over there, went back again to the square one. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna saw. Now I am in form. And as Niranjan, that young boy, said, I cannot stay without you, that means the attraction for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, his presence, his talk, and his sympathy, his love, his affection. So naturally, now he won't be there. He is mentioning, I saw everything passing from form to formlessness. I went to tell you all things I saw, but I cannot. Well, this tendency of mine toward the formless is only a sign of my nearing dissolution. Isn't that so? He is asking Master Mahasaya. So formless, naturally, Sri Ramakrishna knew that he is going to give up his body. So he is preparing the mind and how things will happen. So he is doing like that. Him wondering, it may be, he said that, it may be. Because naturally, for a long period of time, almost, we can see the 3-4 months, Sri Ramakrishna is suffering, and it was cancer. So obviously, people were not knowing anything about the cancer. There was no medicine. They were all just trying this and that. And that to homeopathy. So naturally, this thing will be, he said, maybe. Sri Ramakrishna, even now I am seeing the formless, indivisible Sachidananda. Just like that. Formless, indivisible Sachidananda. Formless, he is not having any form, Nirakara. And Akhanda, indivisible, Satchidananda. Sat, Chit and Ananda. This is the unique way they introduced the ultimate truth. Why we call it truth? Because it never changes. When the truth and false in the law of the code, in the law of that law, this is the when it is not happened, but you are trying to say that, it is false. But what has happened and you say that is truth. But it is not like that. The truth means that which never changes. That is called truth. Sometimes it is Satya. And that is also known as Brahman. And this Brahman they call Sat Chit Ananda. Why? That is the greatest discovery. Greatest discovery. They experimented in everything. Everything. And they found three things are common. No one wants to die, everyone wants to know, and everyone wants to be happy. That means eternity called Sat, knowledge is called in Sanskrit Chit, and the happiness is called Ananda. This common thing in everything, every created thing, right from the trees also. So this, where from it came, obviously our creator is the same. See, look at it, very scientific way. Not that somebody just thought and said and then we are believing, and those who don't like to believe, we cut their head. No, that is only that we are focused. Is it like this? It is, of course. That is called science. Science means understanding the thing very clearly. And anytime, anyone, anywhere, it can understand that. So this Satchidananda. But I have suppressed my feelings with great difficulty. Now Sri Ramakrishna feel like giving up the body, but is no. Few more days I have to organize. When you said about the shifting of disciples was right. This illness is showing who belong to the inner circle and who to the outer. Those who are living here, renouncing the world, belong to the inner circle. And those who pay occasional visit and ask, how are you, sir, belong to the outer circle. Now to aim, when God assumes a human body for the sake of his devotees, many of his devotees accompany him to the earth. Some of them belong to the inner circle, some to the outer circle, and some become the suppliers of his physical need. All drama, everything, it has been given. Now, when we organize a drama, mostly the people living in an apartment, they'll, hey, we will have something for the recreation. So drama will be there, you will be the king, I will be this, I will be that, and like that. So it is just like that. The God is coming and he is also bringing all his people, they will be bringing all the things. Yes, last time we mentioned here that when the Krishna announced, not Krishna, the God, Supreme God, announced that he is going to take human form and will be known as Krishna on the earth, particularly in Vrindavan, then the Brahma announced, and the gods and goddesses, that means highly elevated souls, when they came to know about that, they naturally volunteered to come and to become too close to the God. Many of them opted to become cows. Why? The God will touch them, just to get the touch of the Supreme God. So this is the way the things goes. I expressed one of my first experience. Then when I was 10 years old, I was 22 or 23 when the Divine Mother one day asked me in the Kali temple, do you want to be Akshara? I didn't know the meaning of the Akshara. So I went to the Halodhari. Halodhari was a scholar. He said Shara means Jiva, temporary, living being. And Akshara means permanent, the Supreme Soul. Ma Kali, that means the Supreme Mother, asking him, what do you want to be? So he came. Now there was no Google that time, so he couldn't ask Google. So he asked to Halodhari. And Halodhari told the meaning and he went, yes, told the mother, I like to be Akshara. At the hour of the evening worship of the Kali temple, I would climb to the roof of the kuti and cry out. Kuti means where the landlord used to come and stay. Whole property was the rich man's property. It was his land. He constructed the temple. He has employed our Sri Ramakrishna and his elder brother as the priest. Now Sri Ramakrishna surpassed all those things, and naturally they became very honored to keep him there. And for many, many years he used to live in the same building. Those who visit the Dakshineshwar, they must go. Kutibadi, still that house is there. And one or two rooms were given, one side was given to him. So he used to live in one room, and there was another the spacious place where he used to sit and look at the Ganga. So he lived there, and these people, they allowed him to stay with them. That is called Kutibadi. The house was named as Kutibadi. So he used to go on the top of it, Kuti, and cry out, "Oh devotees, where are you all? Come to me soon. I shall die for the company of old people." I told all this to the Englishmen. They did it all by an illusion of my mind. They thought that. Perhaps it is, I said to myself, and became calm. But now it is all coming true. The devotees are coming. Englishmen means the English educated Indian, not the Britishers. English means those who used to speak in English, in those days. But that is a specialty of the Bengali community, and they, whenever other kings they came, they wanted to rule that country, whatever was their language, immediately they learned that language. It becomes easy to communicate with the rulers. So when the Muslims came, they studied the Parsis. And then came the Dutch, then came the French. And the French was there, and slowly, slowly, they were becoming powerful. So the Bengalis started learning French also. But afterwards, when the Britishers, they started ruling over there, then the Bengali community understood that it is the British that are going to rule in the future. They started learning English. And it became almost compulsory in almost all the households. The Paddy Charan's first book, there's the A, B, C, D, that first book, you must have to read. The Paddy Charan's first book. If a Bengali person cannot speak in English or read English, he cannot go and mix in their society. He'll be looking down, oh, he cannot. So like that. So obviously, many of them, they used to boast, oh, I can speak only English. And there are the funny stories are also there. The one person, he was not good at all in English, and he went, but he was a rich man, so he went to London. London and Calcutta, there was the ships it used to go. So if you have money, you could go and visit London. So they went to London. And Britishers also wanted that these rich people should go to London so that the visitors, so the tourism will increase and money will go to London like that. This fool, he went over there, spent a month. And naturally, it took 1 month to reach, 1 to 3 months to stay there. And they had to spend a lot of money over there, just for that. And then he came back, and he met Rabindranath Tagore. I don't know whether it is true or not, but there's a story goes like this. And he went to Rabindranath and told, I am sorry, I cannot speak in Bengali, and so I will speak in English. But he also couldn't learn English properly. He was speaking in a broken English. Then Rabindranath sarcastically told, oh, I am so sorry to hear. Now you have forgotten your mother tongue Bengali. You could not learn English. I don't know how you are going to communicate. So he actually insulted him, but in a sarcastical way. So people had so much of love for this. The Bengali community, they learned English, and afterwards, when the Britishers, they were ruling all over the undivided India, they called, right from Kabul up to our Singapore and all those. It was the undivided India. So the Bengalis were chosen to for the officers, doctors, and in different places, different life. Now these people, the Englishmen, Sri Ramakrishna, He never liked them because they were not at all respectful for their own culture and will be boasting for the foreign culture which they never knew properly. So this, when he said Englishman, it was not very appreciating. He said, I talked to the Englishman about this. And actually he shared his views that I gave the call and I felt that the devotees are coming and in future they will all come to me. So he shared with someone like the European educated person. And he said, oh no, these are all illusion, it never happens. So Sri Ramakrishna, perhaps it is. I said to myself and became calm. But now it is all coming true. Devotees are coming. The Divine Mother also showed me in a vision the 5 suppliers of my need. They'll also come. Friends, I always feel there are so many rich people. They donate also. But somehow they don't never give to the Ramakrishna mission or for the cause of that. I feel it is Sri Ramakrishna don't want their money. Not that they don't like us or we could not go and impress them. They are donors. They are donating. They are donating for different causes. So many big temples are coming up in America. A lot of money that those people are giving. But for Sri Ramakrishna's cause, very few. Why this? Is it that we could not impress them? Mostly they say like that, but it is not. Sri Ramakrishna is not accepting their money. That is also there. This is a very true and Shatvic God. He can never accept anything which has been earned in a wrong way. The Divine Mother also showed me in a vision the 5 suppliers. First, Mathur Babu. Second, Shambhu Malik, whom I had not met, then met. I had a vision of a fair-skinned man with a cap on his head. Look at it. This person will come to Sri Ramakrishna, he will serve Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna never met him personally, in person. But Mother showed him that this is the person who is going to come to you and he will serve you, help you. So, whom I never met, I had a vision of a fair-skinned man with a cap on his head. Many days later, when I first met Shambhu, I recalled that vision immediately. Friends, this is really unique in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Not that I am a follower of Sri Ramakrishna, I am saying this. Those who have read the biography, and here is a man who never ever boasted about himself. At the fag end of his life, now he is revealing the truth for the history only. Otherwise, we would not have known all this. So he is revealing. He saw the vision that a person will come and he will help him in his cause. He has come with Shambhu. I realized that it is the whom I seen in my ecstatic state. I haven't yet found out the 3 other suppliers of my wants, but they were all of a fair complexion. Surendra looks like one of them. Surendra, he was also an aristocratic person. He also came forward to help. When I attained the state of God consciousness, a person exactly resembling myself thoroughly shook my Ida, Pingala and Shushumna nerves. Can you imagine when he says like that, as if nothing is happening? A God consciousness state, a person exactly resembling myself. That means he. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is meditating and Sri Ramakrishna is helping to be successful in his meditation. So, who is this Sri Ramakrishna? Because except that God, there is nothing else. How the other thing can come? He himself. And that is called Swayambhu. In a Sanskrit they call Swayambhu one who has created himself. Now other things he created. But who has created the creator? Because Swayambhu. There's a beautiful conversation in the Bhagavata. The 4 young boys whom the Brahma created, and they were known for their knowledge and learning and very austere life. The 4 brothers, Sanak, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar. These are the 4. Now they started asking questions to their creator. It's not like the human birth, creation. The Brahma imagined, I need this type of person. 4 of them, they were there standing. Whether you believe it or not, it is like that. So we also create, like Brahma, in our dream. Brahma is creating and we see that, but this is also a dream. But anyway, we are also Brahmas in our dream. Every day we are creating so many things. We create. My son should be like this, my way, this, like that. So many things we are creating. But these 4 boys, they have started asking the Brahma, who is your father? Their question was very interesting. Are you our father? Yes. Who is your father? Then he said, I cannot say that, I cannot explain. Because my father who has created me is all-pervasive consciousness. If you meditate, you can realize, you can feel, but you cannot express about. But anyway, they were pestering and they were going on asking questions again and again. Then ultimately Brahma meditated and prayed to the Supreme Being, I cannot give their answer, and moreover, you have given me the responsibility to create. And I have a time limit, I have to create. And for the creation I am meditating and then things are coming up. Now these boys are constantly disturbing. Can you please answer them? That is the wonderful, how to answer. That was the first time the all-pervasive consciousness, formless, took a form, and that was also very interesting. It took the form of a swan. That is that. Then this conversation. When Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning a person exactly resembling myself, thoroughly shook my Ida and Pingala and Shushumna. You know, those who have studied the Yoga Sutra, you know, and mostly as a common knowledge nowadays, we are having the 3 very important the cord that is going down from the head to the end of our spinal cord. 2 are constantly crossing, keeping the spinal cord at the center, Ida and Pingala. And the center of that, straight coming through that, inside that our spinal spine is called Shushumna. This Shushumna is coming straight and meeting the center of the head. All our yogis, they say, if you operate, you may not find it, you cannot find it. These are the yogis, they say. And you will find a very, very, I should say, peculiar images of goddess Kali. The goddess Kali has cut her own head and holding his head, and a flow of blood is coming straight to that shivered face or mouth. Other 2 ladies, very fearful looking, they are standing both sides, and they are also drinking the flow of blood, Ida and Pingala and Susumna. If you can overcome the fear and calmly analyze it, this is the yogic symbol. I don't know why they have depicted in that way, otherwise there must be some reason. But anyway, one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned, oh, people don't understand, they are afraid of this. This is Chinnamasta. Chinna means they have shavered, cut the head, and the blood that is coming straight, they will never take birth again. because that is coming through the Susumna. But those who are passing through Ida and Pingala and going to the other two, the companion of the Mother, Divine Mother, they will have to take birth again. So our main is not the blood, but the life force. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that someone is making that so that it comes to the Shushumna. He licked with his tongue each of the lotuses of the 6 centers, and those drooping lotuses at once turned their faces upward, and at last the Sahasrara lotus became full blown. Again the yogi, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the great yogi. Apparently he is a bhakta. Apparently he is crying and praying and wailing and offering puja, but he was a great yogi. Look at it. How many yogis can describe like this? How it is happening? So all the 6 centers, Ida, Pingala, Susumna, then Muladhara, Sadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Akka Chakra and Sahasrara. All one after another, 7. And he said the 6th one, because from in the beginning is coming up. To one of the disciple, he was asking, can you sit and meditate? If I could do, but the Buddhists, they try to do like that. Ours says, you have to practice. You have to practice yourself. It is not that sitting face to face and we can increase like that. Maybe the Buddhists, they do, I do not know. But ours says the gurus, they say, and you have to practice it. You have to imagine that it is not the human body with the flesh and blood and bones. It's a beautiful temple, a 7-storied temple. And one after another the lotuses are blooming. And the power that is coming up right from the bottom of the spinal cord, and from there that divine power is coming up and opening one of the lotuses like that. So Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. Then come to the heart, Anahata. Then Vishuddha, Agga Chakra in between the 2 eyebrows and Sahasrara on the top of the head. If you close your eyes, forget that you are a body with bones, you see the beautiful lotuses and blooming. Over that, different gods and goddesses are sitting. There's a great meditation, and that exactly what the yogis they do. Again, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna coming to Divine Mother. See how he goes like this. One is the yoga. Again, he comes to the devotion. The Divine Mother used to reveal to me the nature of the devotees before their coming. I saw with the 2 eyes, not in trance, the Kirtan party of Chaitanya going from the banyan tree to the Bokul tree in the Panchabati. If you have visited the Dakshinesha, there is the Panchabati 5, the trees are there, that cluster. And then from there, a group of people leading by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was almost 500 years before Sri Ramakrishna, 400 plus, 400 plus years before, he is leading the procession, and people are singing and dancing in a divine way you can imagine. And Sri Ramakrishna is witnessing that. After 500 years, he is witnessing that the procession is going on. I saw, not in trance, not in meditation, with open eyes. He saw Banyan, and they say, I saw Balaram in the procession. That Balaram was one of the suppliers of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was in that procession. I think yourself, that means the aim, Master Moshe, he was also there. But I think yourself, a little doubtful, but still he was there. But Balaram was very clearly. Chuni's spiritual consciousness and yours too have been awakened by frequent visit to me. Chuni, another person was there, and yourself means the master master, the recorder of this book. Spiritual awakening because they visited so many times and saw Sri Ramakrishna. Think of it. In a vision, I saw the Shashi and Sharat, that is Ramakrishna Nandaji and Saradanandaji, afterwards two great sannyasins. The Shashi and Sharat, they were cousin brothers. I saw them among the followers of Christ. Can you imagine? 2000 years before the Christ. And Sri Ramakrishna saw it. Who is this Sri Ramakrishna? Friends, if we really read these passages and close our eyes and try to imagine, we are at the feet of that supreme being who is everything. So for him it is nothing. Do you think he was imagining and telling like that? Anyone can say like that? Maybe. They can say. But whatever he said became true. If others also can say like that, they are also Bhagavan. But Sri Ramakrishna saw, said, and it happened. Long before, when Sri Ramakrishna Ma Sharada never saw any white-skinned person. Though Britishers were there, but Britishers never came to the quarters of the Indian community. So Sri Ramakrishna Ma Sharada, they were ordinary villagers. They never saw these Britishers. But Sri Ramakrishna told Mother, I saw the white-skinned people are also worshipping me. Can you imagine? When Swami Vivekananda came and all these people, Americans and British and German and French, they all went to Sri Ramakrishna. Not only that, the Madame Calvé, the then very famous opera singer, she went to Belur Math. She sang the opera song. But Sri Ramakrishna, I don't know how he understood that song. But people were mesmerized when she sang over there without any musical instrument or anything, out of her love, out of her devotion, in her own language, in French. She sang those things over there. Of course, Sri Ramakrishna heard that. And that's why everybody was touched. Sister Nivedita, Sister Kristen, they all dedicated their life only for Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna wanted to give education to the women. And these things happened. The Indians were not ready. So these people, they came, they stayed over there, dedicated their whole life. Captain and Mrs. Xavier. The Captain Xavier was in British Army. He was posted in India, an army officer, you can imagine. And that army officer afterwards, hearing Swami Vivekananda, he and his wife decided to sell out everything, all property, for good. With all the money, they went to India to serve Swami Vivekananda, their guru. And they stayed in India. Swamiji understood that in the plains, in the hot weather, they won't be able to survive. So he purchased a plot of land in Himalaya. These two, with their own money, purchased a plot of land and started an ashrama. That is now Mayavati. These two, they purchased that land. Two, again the friends, the two ladies, American ladies, they gave the money to purchase the plot of land where the Belur Math is now. And also the temple, some portion of course, it is their donations. So they came. Whatever Sri Ramakrishna said, that happened. And he said, Naren Shikha Dive. Naren will teach the whole world when he will go out and Ghare Baire Haak Dive. And when he will address going out of India. That happened. No one could imagine in those days being a monk, crossing the ocean, going to the foreign land. It is not like now. Anyone in India, now India is having a lot of money, anyone purchasing a ticket and coming to America and giving talks here, there, everywhere, It is nothing like that. If we can't call Sri Ramakrishna Bhagavan, then whom we are going to call? He knew the past, you knew the present and the future. And Ma Sharadamani Devi said, it's not ordinary name. This name Sri Ramakrishna is not ordinary. Anyone with faith and devotion uttering this name will be free from this life in this life. That is for sure. She has promised. And then he said, under the banyan tree in the Panchavati, I had a vision of a child. Hriday said to me, then a son will soon be born to you. I said to him, but I regard all women as mother. How can I have a son? That child is Rakhal. Rakhal means Swami Brahmananda. I say to the Divine Mother, O Mother, since you have placed me in this condition, provide me with a rich man. That is why Mathur served me for 14 years. And in how many different ways? At my request, he arranged a special storeroom for the sadhus. The Sri Ramakrishna told, I like to feed the holy people who are visiting. Naturally, that way. A separate storeroom was created. Whatever Sri Ramakrishna wanted, they purchased and kept it over there. In whatever way Sri Ramakrishna wanted, he could distribute that. He provided me with carriage and palanquin. Whatever I asked him to give to anyone, he gave. The Brahmani identified him with Pratap Rudra. Vijay had a vision of this form, meaning himself. How do you count for that? Vijay said to me, I touched it exactly as I am touching you now. The Vijay Krishna Goswami went to Dhaka, the present-day Bangladesh capital, and Vijay was visiting there. And when he was giving a talk, he found Sri Ramakrishna sitting by his side. Sri Ramakrishna was in Dakshineshwar in Calcutta. Vijay saw he sitting there in person. He touched him. And then after returning back, he said, now you cannot say that you were not there because I have touched you. Latu counted 31 devotees in all. All the devotees who used to come to Sri Ramakrishna, Latu, that young man, now he used to serve. Now this Latu was a servant working under Ram Babu. He was from Bihar and he was an orphan. This Ram Babu kept him and he used to pay some salary and all that. In those days, the rich people when visiting Sri Ramakrishna used to bring different gifts like the vegetable, the fruits, sweets, clothing sometimes. So naturally, as even today when the people come, they bring something for the God. And when he brought, Sri Ramakrishna, instead of looking at the things that he brought, he looked at the boy and immediately said, oh, this boy, then he asked him, instead of all these items that you have brought, can you give this boy the carrier to me? Ram Babu thought that he wants someone to serve him, giving him some personal services. He said, okay, let him serve you, I will pay his salary. Latu told, I am not going to take the salary when I am serving this man, that young boy. And he was poor. Naturally, he was thinking that, oh, I will get double money. He said, no, I am not going to receive any money any more from you. I like to be over here. And how he used to serve? He used to meditate constantly. And not only that, early morning he will get up from the sleep and he will go on calling Sri Ramakrishna. In those days, people used to call as Mahashai. In Kalukal, Mashai in Bengali. Mashai, where are you? Apuni Kothai. He was a Bihari in Hindi. So, but he used to try to speak in Bengali. That was a very funny Bengali, very sweet Bengali. So, where are you? Sri Ramakrishna had to come and stand before him, then only he will open his eyes. The first thing in the morning, he will see him. Then he will look other things. Otherwise, he won't open his eyes. So, immediately after getting, by that way you are serving. Was he a servant? No, he was a son. And Sri Ramakrishna started teaching him. And not only that, Sri Ramakrishna dedicated him at the service of Ma Sharadamani Devi. Ma Sharadamani Devi used to cook for many people. She was all alone. Now this Latu, he was so pure. And that is why Sri Ramakrishna said, you better serve her and all your wishes will be fulfilled. There's a funny story and then we'll close. Latu Maharaj heard Vedanta. Now, why I'm telling, we are going to discuss about Vedanta this weekend, from the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this Latu Maharaj heard about Vedanta. And in Vedanta, they say there is nothing but me. So one day, that Sri Ramakrishna passed away, Latu Maharaj grew up, and Ma Sharadamani Devi used to sometimes come from Jairambati, her own place, to Calcutta, and she used to stay in Balaram Babu's house. Latu and sometimes some other monks also stay there in the outer side. In Calcutta aristocratic families, now it also, if you go and see, that they have an outer house and inner house. Inner house for their own family, outer for the guest, for the offices, for meeting people, like that. So the monks used to stay, because where they will go, they were not having any balloon mart. So they used to stay there. And they were getting food and sometimes the medicine. Latu was staying there. One day, Latu was thinking, Latu Maharaj, that who is this mother? Why should I serve her? There is no mother, there is no father. I am the supreme being. I am pure, eternal, all this. And mother at that time, Ma Sharadamani Devi, was passing. And she heard the Latu is saying, I don't have any mother, I don't have any father, I don't belong to this world. He was uttering this Vedanta. Then mother heard and said, okay, Latu, then I leave. That was very simple. I am now leaving. She was going out somewhere. Then I leave. Latu was jumped up. He said, without you, there is no religion and no life in Latu. He ran and fell at the feet of mother. He said, all the Vedanta, all Dvaita, Advaita, all at your feet. So this is Latu Maharaj's Vedanta. Mother is all. This Latu Maharaj, he became a great sage afterwards, who never could say A or A, never could write even the first letter of the alphabet, never. But even he became the Advaita Brahma Jnani. Swami Vivekananda, that is the reason when they took formal sannyas, gave the name Adbhutananda. Adbhuta, unimaginable. And in that, he is great joy. Swami Vivekananda said, now sometimes we are meditating, and sometimes we are reading, and sometimes we are also working by giving some talks here and there. But look at Latu. He cannot give any talk. He cannot read. Constantly meditating. 24 hours. So that's why he said he's a great soul. Sri Ramakrishna recognized it. And that's why Bhagavan, Sri Ramakrishna is Bhagavan. He could see, he could understand, he could guide and can give us the ultimate blessings. Thank you, friends. And next Wednesday again, we will meet.
So the first question is, what is the relationship between Dharma and spirituality? Can performing Dharma alone without doing morning, evening japa for hours take me to God? Don't we have to do all of those and the duty to God?
See, there's a two-part in this question. Now, duty to God, you have mentioned. What is the duty to God? Now, if you feel that is a duty, then you are separate from God. This is not a duty, love for God. I am serving a poor person, or maybe a person who needs some medicine or education, some help. If I consider him a person I am serving, then it is a good work. You will get the merit, but not spiritual upliftment. You are doing the duty. As a human, it is a duty. But if you think that I am serving the living gods and goddesses, that's why Swami Vivekananda said, Jibe prem kare jai jan, shei jan, sheviche Ishwar. Whoever is loving the living, the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed, he is serving the living gods. So don't think that you are doing any duty to God. You are doing, expressing your love and your service to God. That will be sufficient. And taking the name of God is not ordinary thing. When you are repeating the holy name of God, taking the name of God, that will be sufficient. Thank you. Achha. Okay, friends, thank you. Now let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.